All right. Hi, guys, and welcome to another conversation lesson. Conversation, reading, vocabulary, pronunciation, all thrown in one. Well, let's jump right into it. I'll open our Ingu website again. And I always say this, you can come here on your own or with a friend and read some articles and have a discussion, kind of like we do now. You can do that with a friend too to practice your English by yourself, or you can contact them. I think they offer one-on-one lessons as well. So have a look. Well, let's see. Today we're going to go. Oh, let's do this. I'm in Thailand, so let's see the Monkey Feast Festival celebrated in central Thailand. All right. So as always, I'll read the vocabulary. I'd like you to hit pause after each word and read it out loud. Make sure you get the pronunciation down. If you're not sure about the meaning, you can just type it in Google, feast, meaning, and they'll give you all the different definitions for it, because sometimes one word can have more than one meaning, depending on the context. All right. So first we have feast, a large meal typically eaten as part of a celebration. My family always celebrates Christmas with a big feast. A statue, a figure of a person or animal made out of stone, wood, etc. A number of Easter Island famous statues were damaged by a fire in October 2022. Okay. Compound, an area containing buildings that is typically surrounded by a fence or wall. The Camp Pendleton compound in California is one of the largest military bases in the US. Next one, temple, a building where people go to pray or worship in some religions. And then Angkor Wat, the 12th century temple complex in Cambodia, is the largest religious monument in the world. Next, promote, to help sell or make people aware of a product, organization, etc., to help something happen, develop, progress, etc. To promote their latest album, the band will be going on a 7-month world tour. And then we have another one here. For over 50 years, Greenpeace has worked to promote awareness of the threat facing the environment. Okay, then we have harmony, and that is a situation when two or more things or people live or work well together. If we want to survive as a species, we must learn how to live in harmony with nature. Okay, let's go right to the article. Again, I'm going to read the article straight through. You can hit pause after each little paragraph, read it out loud again. If you're not sure about the pronunciation, you can just skip back a little bit. Or if you want, you can listen to everything and then read it, the whole thing at one time. So let's see. Monkey Feast Festival celebrated in central Thailand. Monkeys were served a special meal on November 27 at the Monkey Feast Festival in central Thailand. The festival is celebrated every year in the city of Lopburi to thank the monkeys for bringing in tourism. Monkey statues holding trays stood in a line outside the compound of the ancient 3 pagodas while people prepared food across the road for real monkeys. Groups of Macau monkeys ran around, sometimes fighting with each other, while crowds of local people and visitors came to watch. When the feast was brought to the temple compound, the hungry creatures soon began to eat the food, which was mostly fruit and vegetables. This Monkey Feast Festival is a successful event that helps promote Lopburi's tourism among international tourists every year, said Yongyut Kitwatanusont, the festival's founder. Oh dear, here's it again. Kitwatanusont explained that there were almost 4,000 monkeys in Lopburi. Lopburi is known as a monkey city, he said, which means monkeys and people can live in harmony. This harmony could be seen in the behavior of the monkeys, which climbed onto visitors, vehicles, and lampposts. Sometimes the animals looked away from the feast and took an interest in other items. Aisha Bhatt, an English teacher from California, said that a monkey climbed on her back, took her sunglasses up to the top of a lamppost, and was trying to eat them for a while. We have to take care with them, said Carlos Rodbe, a tourist from Spain. Not too near is better. All right, and then here we have some pictures. Let me just click on these. I'll make it smaller again. There we go. So you can see there's the temple in the background. They have all the food here. Yeah, I've been to Lopburi. I actually lived in Lopburi just for a few weeks. I was teaching at a school right by the temple. But let's go to the 3 questions first. We're going to have a conversation later. So these are questions related to the article. Let's see. I'm going to read them. I'd like you to answer it, what you remember that we read, and then I'll try and answer it. I always do bad because my short-term memory is terrible, but maybe I'll get it. And then we'll go look for the answers. So number 1, what type of food was made for the monkeys? Remember? How many monkeys is Lopburi home to? What did the monkey steal from Aishabad? All right, so what type of food? I think they said fruit and vegetable, right? How many monkeys? They said 4,000, if I'm not mistaken. And what did the monkey steal from Aisha? Sunglasses. So let's see. Gonna go back. Where is it? Yeah, which was mostly fruit and vegetables. Okay, there they said mostly fruit and vegetables. There's almost 4,000 monkeys in Lopburi, and Aishabad, they stole sunglasses. Alrighty. They tried to steal mine as well. Luckily, I kept a hold of it. But let's see if they have some questions about a conversation. Again, I'm going to read the question. I'll answer it in the way that I'm going to just have a conversation. And then you can hit pause again before I answer or after. If you want to before, you can maybe say what you would, how you would answer and see if we have some similar answers. Or you can listen to me first and then you can add something, or you can say, oh, I don't agree with this, or it's like that. And you can have like a conversation. So number 1, what are your thoughts on the Monkey Feast Festival? So like I said, I actually lived in Lopburi. When I came to Thailand, I went to Chiang Mai first. I did a teaching course over there, and then I got a job in Lopburi. And I was there just for a few weeks because they had floods when I arrived there. And then the school closed, and it was closed for a long time. And I found another job where I could actually go teach in Chiang Mai because I wanted to be there. But yeah, that's a very nice or interesting place. Let's put it like that. I love monkeys, and it's very interesting. You can go there and they will walk around. They're just walking around the city, It's especially in the area where the temple is. And if you have some food, they will come and jump on you. I've got pictures with monkeys all over me, but you have to be careful because they like to steal things. If they try to grab my sunglasses, they did steal my wife's bracelet, and but it was a cheap bracelet, so nothing too serious. But I loved it. I loved the experience there. The city itself is not. The city is kind of small, nothing much, but I would go just to see the monkeys. Yeah, it's very nice. Especially if it's close to Bangkok, like 130 kilometers from Bangkok. So if you go from Bangkok further north, Chiang Mai or wherever, then you can stop by Lopburi. Nice experience. So number 2, have you been to any tourist destination where monkeys are found? Yes, Lopburi. I've been to the place where in the article, we actually went, like I lived there for a few weeks, and we went, and then once we went down to Bangkok, and on the way back to Chiang Mai, we thought, oh, let's stop by Lopburi again and see. So we went with our own car, and again, took nice pictures. It was a very nice experience. And then when we got back, the monkeys, we got a little antenna on the roof of the car, and they actually twisted that thing off, and we found it down the street. So you have to be careful there. And even the people that live in that area, you'll see they've got like burglar bars on the window so the monkeys can't get into their houses, because they would just, yeah, they would destroy anything. And I would also recommend don't provoke them. And if you see one that's got, because a lot of them have little babies, don't go close to the baby. If they come to you, that's fine, but don't, try and corner them or do anything crazy. Then you're looking for trouble, and there's a lot of them. So if you make trouble, all of them will come. So don't do that. All right. Are there any animals that people come to your country to see? So yeah, I live in Thailand, and yeah, people come for see the elephants, tigers, monkeys. Um, I would say those are the main ones. And I'm from South Africa, so obviously people go for safaris to South Africa to see the big five. So what's the big five? Lions, leopards, elephants, rhino, buffalo. Those are the big five. But they also have cheetahs, they've got caracals. There's a lot of interesting wild animals in South Africa. Definitely also worth going just to see the animals. Number four, what parts of your country heavily rely on tourism? So again, I'm living in Thailand. I've been living here now for many years. So I'll talk about Thailand. At the moment, I'm living in Phuket, and obviously Phuket relies a lot on tourism, and Bangkok, I think. But Bangkok also has like it's a big business city, so they've got businesses and things to keep it going. But Phuket, I think, rely a lot just on tourism, people coming for holidays. And then Chiang Mai also very popular with the tourists. To be honest, I didn't even know about Chiang Mai before I came to Thailand the first time. Um, but then once I lived there, I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of people coming to Chiang Mai, and yeah. And you could actually notice with COVID, when the borders were closed, it was so strange because usually I like going to the touristy areas because everybody's on holiday there. So when I just go there, even though I live there, it feels like, oh, I'm on holiday too. So it's quite nice going to tourist areas. But during COVID, if you went to the tourist areas, it was dead. There were nobody and the businesses closed. It was actually eerie the way that it just like a little ghost town. But then you go to the area where I lived, don't even notice anything's different. So yeah, there are definitely parts that rely a lot on tourism. And the problem is the tourist areas, the rent is usually very expensive. So when COVID hit, it just destroyed the businesses so quickly because now got these huge rent bills and no tourists. But it's getting better now. It's open again and people are coming again to travel. So number five, are there any parts of Thailand that you'd like to explore? So yeah, I've been living here for what's it now? 5, 6 years on and off. I lived in China in between as well. And I don't think there's any parts. I haven't been to Krabi. Krabi. Yeah, I haven't been to Krabi. So I'd like to go there. But all the islands around Phuket, I've been to Similan Islands on the other side, Koh Tao, Koh Samui, Koh Phi Phi, been to Bangkok, I've been to Pattaya, I've been everywhere that I want to go. So not really. Maybe just Krabi is the only other place I'd like to visit. All right. Further discussion. Number one, are monkeys common in your country? Do they ever cause problems? Yes, and yes, like I said, especially there in Lopburi, they can cause trouble if you're not careful. In South Africa, they also have monkeys, and sometimes sometimes you would see them going into somebody's house that lives also kind of in a wilderness area, but they don't cause a lot of trouble. Number two, what would you say are your country's most dangerous animals? Ooh, so Thailand, I would assume tigers, but I don't know if there's any tigers still in the wild. I think most tigers are now in captivity. And same in South Africa, all the dangerous animals are in captivity. So lions, uh, the leopards are dangerous, cheetahs are dangerous, but if I had to choose like a big cat, I would probably try and face a cheetah because they quite slender and they don't have big heads with big mouths. So, if you, I don't know, if I had to get in a fist fight with a cat, I'd probably go pick a cheetah because a lion is just, no, you're dead. You're just 100% dead. My dad told me once they went to a wild farm where people had lions, and they went to feed one of the lions. They had a dead horse, and they put the dead horse on the back of a pickup, and they drove out to where the lions were. And a horse is a big animal, and they had to get so many people to lift the horse into the back. And my dad said when the lion came, he just took his one paw, just slammed it into the back of the horse's, kind of like the ass part, the top of the leg, and just with one, he just dragged the horse off of the pickup. He was shocked at how strong those animals are. So if you had to face one, just hope they bite and get you dead quickly. All right, number 3. Have you been to any countries with interesting or unique wildlife? Not really. I mean, except now for Thailand, China, they have the pandas there. I don't even think I ever went to see the pandas in China. There is a city that's quite famous for it. If you want, there's one city that they have a lot of panda conservation going on. Um, no, not off the top of my head, no. Number 4, what countries would you like to visit for their wildlife? Hmm. If I had the opportunity, there's 2 places I'd like to go. I'm not even sure where exactly. It's in Africa. I think both are in Africa. The one, maybe Kenya, I think, if I'm not mistaken, where they have the migration of all the wildebeest. So where they have these millions of wildebeest just running across and crossing rivers, and they do that at a specific time of the year. So I'd love to see that. They say that's quite impressive, just seeing all of those animals just running like crazy. And then also, I think in Congo, they have the gorilla, where you can go and look at gorillas in the wild. So they take you up into the mountain where they have these gorillas living, and that must also be very impressive. So I think I'd like to do those 2. Um, yeah, that's probably it. Maybe to somewhere in the North Pole where you can look at polar bears or some Arctic animals. That might also be nice. All right, number 5. We don't own the planet Earth, we belong to it, and we must share it with our wildlife. Steve Irwin. What are your thoughts on this statement? Yeah, it's it's true. Um, but again, people always say like, oh, we have to protect nature, but it's difficult to do that because nature, they don't care about nature doesn't care about us. If a lion sees you and it's hungry, it'll eat you. So we cannot just say, oh, let's just let the lions free, because they'll kill people. They don't care about protecting humanity, they'll just take over if they could. So we need to do it in a way that's humane, but still also protecting the humans, which is difficult because as soon as you put them in a zoo, people are like, oh, they're prisoners. If you put them in a wildlife reserve, it's like, they're still prisoners, and I don't know. You'd never be, you'd never be able to please everybody. But yeah, we have to look after animals because I don't know. It's just a beautiful part hum- of life. So, but also animals go extinct by themselves. I mean, there's thousands of animals that's gone extinct, and not our fault. Species just die out sometimes. So we also shouldn't just be like, oh, humans are the a plague on the earth. No, animals die out But we should try and not be the cause of that, though. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that is it then for this one. We stop that. Again, if you have any questions or if you have an opinion you'd like to share about one of the questions, you can type it in the comments and I can maybe have a discussion about it. Should be interesting. All right. Have a good evening. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.